fucking around. It's Wild Style Radio. Wild Style Radio. Radio.
Stand up and shout!
What's up? It's Wednesday night, and we're coming to you live from Salisbury Center on the Wild Style Network. What's up?
Happy Wednesday, man. Happy Wednesday. We're here on a triple tribute night.
Triple tribute night.
We have a great triple tribute show coming up, but we've had a lot of good 90s review shows here in the Salisbury Center more recently.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll have to talk about it because I was not at that show.
That was true. You were not at that show. I was a part of that show.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to bore you guys. You got to talk about your show. I'm going to get all into me. I could make this all about me. I'd be happy to. You know that.
That's true.
But we're not going to do it. We're going to introduce you guys instead. All right, so like we'll go. We have a lot of people on the couch. We haven't had that in a while. We've been doing a lot of virtual interviews.
That's right.
So it's nice to have you guys here live. So thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so
Excited.
I'm gonna start with Alex because Alex, you've been on the show before. If people don't know you, this is the immortal Alex Van Stone, who is a producer among many things. I'm going to just start with that title for you, and I'm going to let you talk about this show and the lovely people that joined us.
Sure. So next show that I'm working with Wild Style Productions and the Salisbury Center on is Friday, August 1st. We're going to be doing a triple tribute night, as you were mentioning. We've got Primus coming back, who played my February 28th show.
Yeah.
Primus tribute. And then we have Riot, a new Paramore tribute based here in the DMV.
Wait a minute, new? Did I hear the word new? A new Paramore tribute? You guys? Okay. This is a new thing. I didn't know that. Okay, sorry.
And we have sharing some members with Primus. We have Brain Stew, a Green Day tribute band.
Sure. Excellent. All right. Well, let's talk to the members. Let's talk to the musicians.
Yeah, I'm Wilson. I'm the guitar player for the new Riot Paramore tribute act, and been playing guitar for a couple of years now, getting up there in age. But yeah, you know,
Brother, I'd kill to be your age.
the gray show through. You know, the gray show through.
Still not as old as we are.
So yeah, you know, we pulled it together, man, and it's been great. You know, we've got a first couple of gigs lined up, having a great time with it, man. Love the music we're pulling out.
All right, so when you're saying new for the Paramore, you know, the Riot, the Paramore act, how new is this? Like, what show will this be for you guys?
So this will be our third one. We've got another one that's coming up. We're going to be out in Tilty McFlippers doing another act, tribute act with an Alice in Chains group.
Okay.
Black Secrets.
Yeah, yeah, and that'll be our second one we're throwing together, and you know, excited to see production. This one will probably be able to get a full hour in, and you know, we've been rocking it for I want to say 6 months.
Yeah, so we started about a year ago and just trying to figure things out and piecing together different instrumentalists. I've always been the vocalist, but Wilson's been in the group, probably about 6 months or so. Yeah, and we finally found something that worked and gelled.
And Joanna, you jumped in, so like for those that are jumping in and seeing this for the first time, you got to introduce yourself.
Yes. Hi, my name is Joanna, and I am the singer of said Riot Paramore cover band. So, which is new for me. This is my first band.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
Wow. But I know your second life.
Yes.
Really your main life.
Yes.
So like, and it's extremely noble.
Oh,
so you
thank
have
you.
to mention that too.
Yes. So I am a full-time music therapist in Fairfax County Public Schools. Ooh. So, I love my school. I love my students. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And I do music every day, but in a different realm and a different modality, I guess. But
that's the real rock star work, is what that is.
Aw.
Yeah.
Aw, thanks.
So are you a client or a colleague?
So it's like one of these things, because the school system's so big, I know of, you know what I mean? I know the name, I knew of you, but this is the first time, This is my first time like meeting you face to face.
Well, hello, here I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
So speaking of the band,
Wait a minute, hold on. We got another. We got to get back to. We got to get to Mike.
Oh, geez.
I mean, Mike's been on the
Really?
show.
Me again?
everybody knows him.
Everybody knows
I'm
Mike.
so boring. I'm Mike. I am the frontman bass player for Primus, and I'm also the bass player for Brain Stew, the Green Day tribute. So the Brain Stew tribute has been around for a long time. Not as active in the last couple years. We usually do maybe 1 or 2 shows a year, but this was a great opportunity when Alex was putting this together to kind of put Green Day in there. So that'll be the drummer from Primus, Mike Loomer, and then we've got 2 other guys, David Thong and a guy named Xavier Pena, and we've been doing that for, like I said, I think my first gig with those guys was with Brain Stew at Jam and Java back in 2016. That was about, I guess, 9 years ago at this point, which is crazy. So.
Excellent.
So we've been doing that for a long time. And then, the Primus thing we started last year. We played here in February. Just did Tally Ho back in May, and it was kick-ass. It's a great show. So we've been trying to get in there forever, which was a blast. So, just looking forward to this. So it's nice to be able to see my wife in a band. It's usually her coming with me to the shows and me performing. It's great that I get to watch her for the first time because, like she said, this is her first band. So I'm really excited to see that because I won't be at the June show they've got because I've got another gig that night. So I'm a little bummed that I can't make that.
Gotcha.
So this will be my first time. I saw them at the open mic that they did, but this will be the first time on the big stage. So
Excellent.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
So from the band perspective, tribute bands, is it 100% Paramore, Green Day? Obviously Primus we know.
So each of those, at least for the Green Day band, it's just 100% Green Day. So can't speak for you guys. So.
Yeah, no, it's 100%. And we're even trying to incorporate some of the live footage and live versions of some of the Paramore songs so that we can make it kind of authentic and, also sticking to the record, but throwing in some live versions here and there, which I think work really well.
Yeah.
How is it doing? I have to ask this of you, Joanna. How's it? Because, I do little vocals myself.
Okay.
I know it's hard to go into other people's shoes. I find that just very challenging. And you're going into some pretty big shoes with Hayley Williams. Like, how is that for you? How does that feel?
So I am really critical of myself, and I think I have taken this role, and it's pushing me harder than anything I think I've ever done, just because of how big those shoes are to fill. And I think I have a little bit of, I guess, like an imposter syndrome where I don't really know that I'm doing the right thing or that I should be. But I'm confident, behind closed doors that I have those the same range and that I can do this, I can pull it off, but it's been a lot, and I'm trying to a little bit more and be more brave, but yeah,
it's exciting to back her up, guys. It's really cool to see her blowing it up.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, excellent.
Thanks.
So I guess this can go for everybody, but we talked a little bit, Wilson, before the show about some of your influences, but in your background, what was some of the influences as you were getting into music and developing your musical taste and abilities?
Yeah, so I grew up with Kiss as the background for me playing guitar.
Nice.
So, I went through every tab book I could find of Kiss and every album. Went fan crazy with it. I knew
Do
too
you own
much.
any platform shoes?
I never did a tribute act, so they were a huge influence for me to basically break it down when I started to kind of move into trying to write original music for myself. If it doesn't sound good on acoustic, it shouldn't be played, right? So that was kind of their thing. That Unplugged album they did was a big influence for me for that.
Sure.
Awesome.
Carnival of Souls album. I know it's not a big thing for everybody, but that was me because I grew up in the 90s. I started with Revenge and moved into that.
Yeah.
All right. But then moved from that, like thrash metal, loved it, hardcore, heavy metal stuff. I used to be in an old prog band up in the Philly area and stuff, and we toured like the Northeast area. And so for me, like all that heavy metal, I grew up around it. Lived out of the Philly area to see all that scene and loved it, but then moved down this way. So for, still kind of new metal, like big influence for me, Chevelle, Tool, Alice in Chains and grunge. Like for me, Chris Cornell's the best singer in the world.
Absolutely.
Seconded.
You know, I can't.
Amen.
Everything he touched, and to hear him as he got into the acoustic stuff, which I love too, blew me away that he was able to craft the things he was able to craft. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had a whole discussion on the last podcast episode about Soundgarden and going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Much appreciated that they see that view and actually went with it because of all those influences, the way that the group themselves opened up the door for most of that time too.
Absolutely.
So yeah, totally. Those are big influences on it. And, I also remember at a young age, around 12, 13, breaking in the back doors of TLA on South Street to go see the punk bands, So it's great to be in another pop punk band and get those vibes and that energy back again. So it's totally excited to see, how this goes and where it goes because, we've got some gold in our pocket. We can throw it out there, man.
Love it. So how about you, Joanna? So I have a feeling you have pretty diverse background with, your approach to music. And how did you land here?
So I grew up singing like R&B. Honestly, that's where my pocket is 90s R&B. That was my biggest thing. And then Bonnie Raitt was my favorite singer in the entire world. And Sarah Bareilles and just like your indie female vocalists. And, to be honest, I only ever wanted to, be Lilith Fair. If I'm being honest, that's what I wanted for my life. But I knew that Hayley Williams was a goddamn good singer, and I was like, I want to do that. I want to grow up to be like her. So that's. But no, my musical taste, it's all rooted in 90s R&B. It's rooted in 90s female fronted music and all of your Fionas, your Sarahs, your whoever's, and that's. That's kind of where I started, and here I am.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'm going to throw out like this little curve question on that one because I saw John do a fist pump when you said 90s R&B female singers.
Absolutely.
So
Just didn't mention his favorite.
right. Well, I'm worried about
I know yours is Mariah Carey.
the Chris Cornell tribute when it was horrific for me when Miley Cyrus did "Say Hello to Heaven." I don't know if you guys like that
she do
performance.
that?
Yes.
No, she can only do Stevie Nicks. That works well for her.
I was in tears. And she just cheesed it up. She has a lot.
Well, Say Hello to Heaven, Temple of the Dog song, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
For Andrew Wood.
Yeah, right.
Very sentimental song, for a beloved friend, right?
Right.
And then they let Miley Cyrus do that. But then the flip on that was we were also then debating before this who was going to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Mariah Carey was a nominee. So we got into a debate, as to whether or not that was actually going to happen, because I was willing to bet a lot of money that it was going to happen, and it didn't. But then John has to ask the question, if we're fronting Soundgarden now, and they're being recognized in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, would you rather see Miley Cyrus or Mariah Carey fronting Soundgarden?
Oh God!
What
What a question! Why do you have to lead with that?
It's ugly, isn't it? Look at that smile.
I don't think they'd be in the same venue.
I would say my pick would be Mariah Carey just because of her range.
Yeah.
She's a much better singer than Miley Cyrus. She can do some pretty insane things with her voice. All those, what are they called? Those echoes?
Whistle tones.
The whistle tones?
No.
But that's about as far as it goes. I don't know about anything else.
Okay, Mariah, 20, 30 years ago, maybe. Today, she's blown out her vocal cords. And Miley Cyrus has that grit that kind of works. But again, Miley is better with the Stevie Nicks and that area, like the 80s Pat Benatar kind of deal. But I don't see her fronting Soundgarden. Somebody's so vocally angelic. I don't know.
It's a terrible
somebody's
choice.
going to have to do it because
Didn't they have the girl from Pretty Reckless out for a bit?
Taylor Momsen, I think, would be right.
that would be killer.
That's the easy choice.
Wait, that's the girl from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, right?
Correct.
The little girl.
Yes, yeah,
Oh my
Jim
God,
Carrey.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Cindy Lou Who.
That's right, Cindy Lou, and she was in a
maybe-
new metal band.
maybe
I think,
Lizzie
like
Hale
back in the early
probably
2000s.
could knock it out.
But I mean but that's a different question. That's a much more comfortable question.
Sure.
Lizzie Hale or Taylor Momsen, because they would both work.
Right.
But that's the tone of it, right? That's the ugly part of that question. The tone.
Lizzie did amazing with Skid.
Yeah, right.
She did amazing.
Loved it. Yeah.
Good thing Lou's not here tonight.
Right, exactly. I derailed it with all that.
That's all right.
It's a good question. It's a really good question.
Good one.
Yeah, but anyway, so we'll get back to you, Mike.
Sure.
With the two bands that you're playing in, I'm kind of curious about this, and you say that you have some history with Brain Stew, some newer history with Primus. Are you see a difference in audiences?
Oh yeah, I mean the Primus audience is definitely more, music nerds, people there to watch, and did they hit all the right notes, and Are
there any women in that crowd?
I mean, my wife, and that's maybe as far as it goes.
Right.
No, definitely a different crowd, but it's obvious, they're so different. The music's so different. I mean, it's obviously with Primus, like I'm doing the vocals, I'm doing all the bass. I bring 5 different basses because there's all different stuff going on. With the Green Day stuff, it's such a blast because I know vocals. I get to wear my bass low. I play with a pick, and it's just rock and roll, and it's so fun. I mean, and I'm not even a huge Green Day fan. I mean, I love Dookie. That was a huge influence just growing up. That was, in a lot of the shows we've done, we've actually done Dookie from start to finish, and then we'll do a couple other tracks here and there.
Right.
But no, it's just completely night and day difference, right? And I love, both bands are great. It's just, it's a completely different thing. So, but the Primus thing, obviously, it's something I've wanted to do. I think the last time I was here, we talked about this. I mean, it's just something I've wanted to do forever, and I finally found the right guys to do it. And I'd always been able to play that stuff, but I'd never been able to do the vocals. So that was a big challenge and I still work on songs. Like there's some things that are really tough to do just to line up your voice with all that playing. And it's fun, and it's cool when it clicks. I actually, when I saw them when they were here a couple weeks ago on that Sasanta tour, and it's funny to see, I'm so honed in on what Les is doing because I'm like, I want to see how he does this versus how I think he's doing it. And there's like certain little parts that trip me up, and I could see them tripping him up. Like there's a part in Jerry Was a Race Car Driver where it's really hard to get your hands to mimic what your mouth is doing.
Right.
And there's just one little part that he always blips on that I always blip on too, and I feel so good. I'm like, it's not just me, it's him too. And he wrote the song, it's his music. I mean, but it's just little things like that. They make me feel like, okay, I'm doing this okay. I think I'm hanging in there. So, but no, it's been a blast. So.
And we talked about that, I think, the last time because they go so free form at times.
Sure.
So you can kind of,
yeah, and like Joanna was talking about earlier, like them trying to incorporate some of that live element. The Primus stuff is hard to do that because they really are, in essence, they do so much jamming. And with only having 45-minute sets or an hour set, we can't turn some of these songs into these 10 or 12-minute jam sessions because we're trying to play other songs, right? So even when I saw them here, like they ended with Southbound Pachyderm.
Right, it was like 25-minute long.
Yeah, I mean, I did 10, 12 minutes of that one song, and don't get me wrong, I love it. It's great. If I had an hour and a half to 2 hours to play, we could totally do that. But most of the time, we don't. But yeah, no, it's we try to stick to the record as best we can. We have been throwing in little wrinkles, even like when we played with the Tool guys in Schism, in the middle of Too Many Puppies, I threw we threw the break in Sober in there because it just worked musically. And we were joking before the show. I was like, I kind of want to do this. Are these guys going to be pissed? Because we don't know these guys. And I was like, I looked at my drummer. He's like, do it. Don't puss out, do it. I was like, all right. So I told the Schism guys, I was like, we're going to
totally remember him, and I can absolutely see it.
And I told the guys, I was like, we're going to do something funny in here. If you're going to get mad, I'm telling you right now. And they're like, no, it's cool. And it worked pretty well. So I told them the other day, I was like, I kind of want to keep doing that just going forward. Because, we opened with like a Metallica riff into a Primus song. And I don't know if we want to get into the habit of like weaving other bands that were playing with songs, but I kind of do. I don't know how we would do Paramore. That would be pretty funny to like throw Misery Business in the middle of My Name Is Mud. But we were joking around like they're playing with the Black Secrets, who are the Alice in Chains guys. We actually our next show is in July with them, and I was joking around with my guys the other day. I was like, what if we like ended one of the songs with the end of Wood? Because it's such an easy thing to end with. It's just those 5 hits. And I was like, give me like a day. Let me see if I can find a place we can put this. So just little things like that. So that's, and Primus always weaved or wove, or whatever the word is, but into they would put other bands' songs into those parts. They would do Rush songs, or they would do, Resident songs. And we've tried to follow that with, bands that we're into, right? So like we're gonna weave a Pantera song into one of these, and a Megadeth into one of the other ones. So as we grow, we'll keep doing, more fun stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
can't wait.
Yeah, no, it's fun for sure.
So what is it like looking at you two and thinking that there's 2 people here and 3 bands, And then you have kids, right?
We do.
Is there just music played at your house all the time?
Yeah.
All the
So
time.
we, we gig and we have music and we play all the time, but our daughters are both musically inclined as well. One plays piano and the other one sings and plays guitar and has just told us that she writes her own music too. She doesn't go to bed anymore because it's summer, so I guess there's also that. But she stays up and she's writing songs.
Yeah.
And I was floored. I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm writing in my journal. I'm writing songs."
And this was a revelation this week. Because
She told us yesterday.
I started seeing notifications on my phone, and like she said, it's summer, so they're going to be up later. But like, it's like 11:45, and it's like request more screen time. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Well, I'm trying to get ideas out." I'm like, "Ideas? Like you're 12? What are we doing here?" But yeah, she's like, "I've got ideas for chord progressions I want to do, and I'm jotting down some words." And I was like, "I got to hear something. Like, you gotta show me something." So, but no, they both. It's there's always a concert every time one of them goes to the bathroom or showers. It's just a concert in the bathroom. I hear it from downstairs. I mean,
we're not in there.
I got that part. I mean, but it's there's just constant music in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
I'll bet. What the neighbors think? I mean, like,
They all know. I mean, we're like the little Partridge Family on the block, right? It's kind of a running joke. So, but yeah.
I love it. Wilson, you got this all going on at your place? Like, yeah.
Vinyls are spinning on the regular, man. I don't know if I've got a singing bathroom or anything.
All right, so we talked to you before, Mike, more specifically about music, and we know that you're great musicians, and of course you're going to do justice to the tribute, but we're going to hit you with something a little bit different, especially since you've been here before, Mike.
Yeah.
But we have, and Joanna, you'll appreciate this as a teacher,
Sure.
because we like games, right?
Oh, I love a game.
Exactly, of
Love a
course.
game.
All right, so this is just a little something quick that we threw together, like regarding the band. So this is we're calling the game "Paying More Tribute." So you're obviously paying good tribute musically to the music that you're playing, but do you actually know some of the odd facts about the band?
Okay.
In other words, the bands that you're paying tribute to.
Oh man.
I have to confess, I didn't try to hit anything too hard. I think these would be some better known facts about the bands, but we're representing all three here, so it would be Paramore, Primus, and Green Day.
Love it.
And we're going to hit you with some questions and just see where you go with it and see what you come up with and pay additional tribute to the people as well as the music, right?
John, I'm gonna need a lifeline out there, please.
I don't know.
So you have your screens there. So John just flashed it up, the Paying More Tribute. This will show up on the video. There we go.
I love
Paying
it.
More Tribute here, and we'll start to go one by one here with the questions. And Kevin, I don't know, do you want to read the first question?
Yeah, I'll go
I love
with
how
it.
you're looking at me for the assistance.
Yeah,
So we're starting with the Paramore. So you got the logo. You get a logo for each band. So this is the Paramore logo. You got a Paramore question coming at you first.
So the band's original name was,
Before they were Paramore.
Paramore,
The Fun Bunch?
the Fun Bunch, the Cool Kids, or the Hayley Williams Band.
I'm going to go with the Fun Bunch.
Yeah.
I will second that.
Any specific reason? You guys are the Paramore people. You were real quick to that.
Hit you first. I love
It's
it.
definitely not Hayley Williams Band. I mean, it actually technically was. So I do know that for a fact that they were like, you're the.
Well, if I were, not to derail this, but I think
And she was-
Paramore got signed, but she actually got signed by
First.
herself.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they were
Yes.
both signed together, and I
Yes.
guess it was one of those we're
Fueled
gonna
by-
see how long this goes. It was Fueled by
Fueled by
Ramen
Ramen.
signed her, but Epic
I knew
or one
that.
of the other. Yeah. So she had 2 record contracts. Right?
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
I thought so.
Alex,
Wrong.
you're a bit of a brainiac. Do you when it comes, especially you retain a lot of knowledge about music. Do you happen to know anything towards this?
I don't, and this is just kind of a funny irony. Is I, in more recent years, have come to like the music of these 3 bands. I've liked Primus since way back in the day, but just full transparency, I considered myself just too punk to give Green Day or Paramore a chance when I was younger.
I subscribe to
See,
that
he said he
newsletter.
wasn't going to Richmond shows. I don't buy that.
right, exactly. Well, the answer is the Cool Kids.
Oh,
You were
my
so
gut
wrong.
instinct.
And see, I don't really know much about Paramore. In fact, I
No.
just found out what emo was about 6 months ago.
That's so embarrassing.
I'm curious what you think it is.
Well,
He's going to read the
knowing
definition.
him and the choices, I figured it was no way going to be the Cool Kids because that's a Kicks album.
Oh, because you thought, because I
I
was.
thought you were throwing a curvy
I
in
do
there.
you're right. I do have
That.
some
The
subliminal
reverse psychology.
Yes.
pieces into the. Yeah, that's kind of
I
funny.
like that.
No, because we have this clip. So we cut shorts and reels from the podcast. This is the long version. We get the whole long conversation that's being broadcast live. But one of our biggest hits was when one of our producers 2 years ago before John, we were talking about. Oh gosh,
I don't even
which band?
remember.
I can't remember which band it was.
Fall Out Boy.
Fall Out Boy, that was it. And then there was another band that he threw out on top of that, and then Scott and I, the producer, are talking about this as a part of the show, and then we throw out the term emo, and then Kevin just like pops up, is like, "What the fuck is emo?" And so that was it. That was the soundbite. The "What the fuck is emo?"
I love that.
And
That's
then that was
awesome.
the reel that popped out, and then it's got like 5,000 views.
Well, it's a very controversial topic because there's the purists that think it's like Rites of Spring and Fugazi. Right. People that are of that school of thought would be just, tearing their hat up if they hear that
Exactly.
you're saying Fall Out Boy or Paramore or emo.
Right. Well, I mean, Mr. Megadeth was like not aware of that history at all, so like it was really like wide open.
Right.
To me, that is punk.
Yeah, like my brother goes to.
So-
My brother will go to these things in Pittsburgh. He lives in Pittsburgh. He'll go to these emo nights, and I'll start rattling off bands like, "Oh, they got to be playing, Thursday and this." And he's like, "No, that's not what they
They're
call."
playing Silverstein.
He's
No,
like,
they're
"That's
not."
what they don't call like that's elder emo." And I'm like, "What the hell is elder emo?" Right? I mean, those are all these, like,
a little too far.
I feel like, it's just part of the
Derailed.
delineation. If there's VSTs, then like it's the elder, more millennial emo, but the more Gen X emo, it's definitely always an amp mic'd analog recordings.
I like that. That's a good breakout.
Man.
All right.
Well, you guys failed your question, so
Yeah,
now
we did.
That's
That's
okay.
it.
We got a couple more. We're
gonna
going to
see.
we're going to Green Day next.
Okay.
I might
Maybe I
fail
can
this.
answer that.
All right. So we're going with Billie Joe Armstrong. His nickname in high school was A, Torch, B, the Snake, or C, $2 bill.
I am totally just going on a limb here and saying it's $2 bill.
All right.
I thought I saw something on one of his guitars one time that had that, but again, I'm making that up.
All right. All right. Any other thoughts?
My guess is Snake. It just seems fun.
Like Snake Plissken?
Yeah, right? A little escape from
New
escape
York.
From New York, yeah.
I know, right?
I got you. I got you.
You guys have the Paramore folks? Have any?
I mean, we're wrong, so
We're going to stay on the wrong. I choose A.
we're wrong. Somebody's going to get it right.
So which one was it?
It is. You were right. It's $2 bill.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Because he sold joints for $2 in high school.
I had
So
the
he
wrong
was the $2
idea, but-
bill man.
Okay. At least I got it right though, right?
I don't have a backstory for the Cool Kids, by the way. We kind of skipped over that. I don't know why they were called the Cool Kids. I just
Wish
know
I
it
knew
was-
that, but
They
I
were
know it now.
They were so young.
Is it because they were the cool kids?
Right?
They must
right?
have been 15, 16 when that
Yeah,
was
they were
going
there.
on.
They all just met in high school at a
children.
private school. So it's like
we're not cool. Hey, you knew that, so they were
They
like,
kind of came out of that youth group music scene, and not to put anybody down for what they're into, but I
yeah.
think the bar is a little lower there for standing out as the cool kids.
Right. But it's such like a straightforward name. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's not really, like I feel like there could be a lot of like a boy band could be called the Cool Kids, right? Like
sure could.
like,
You should start one called that.
There it is.
only if Kevin's in it.
Oh yeah.
He's got the moves.
Those are two tough ones on. I'm nervous about the Primus one now.
All right,
He's probably gonna get it right.
Well, here we go.
Who knows?
I actually thought you guys would slam these. I was afraid. I was like, oh man, I don't want it to be
Nope.
too boring for you guys.
Before they were known as Primus, the band called themselves the Primates, Prime Meridian, or Optimus Prime.
It's the Primates. I actually thought it was just Primate, but it should be the Primates. Because I'll tell you,
I
when
was
I'm
very confident.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if I'm right. I think I'm right.
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
Like we don't have a reveal slide. We just are just.
So what's
I think
really
the
fun?
lawsuit caused the name change from what I
Yeah, it
recall.
did.
Yeah.
Man,
So
there you
what's
go.
really funny
There's
is
a softball there.
so when you-
Paramore didn't even talk.
What's funny is, so Primus their first record didn't come out till 89, I think is when Suck on This came out. Frizzle Fry was 1990, but they'd been a band since like 1984.
Sure.
And they have, if you go on YouTube, you can find all these crazy old videos of Les with different guys under the name Primate or the Primates or whatever it was. But there's so many songs. Yeah, Primate.
John's throwing up some factoids.
But they had so many songs
snap.
that they
Go wiki, not
on their
GPT,
first
come on.
their first 3 records. There's so many songs that they had actually written back in the 80s that they went and redid. And I'll be honest, there are some terrible versions of those songs.
Yeah,
like "Welcome
it's
to This
funny.
World," which is one of my favorite songs off of Pork Soda. It was actually written in like 1986. The original version is on YouTube, and it is like borderline. You're listening to this, like, how did they get from that to this awesome song that it is now? Like, I mean, it is. But yeah, I mean, they had a lot of that stuff had been written. If you look, like their first 3 records all came out, I think within 3 years of each other. It was
Sure.
90, 92, and 93, I think.
Yep.
I mean, so to put out that much music that fast,
Right.
I mean, you can't write that stuff that quick usually. You got to have a lot of
Absolutely.
that stuff banked, which they did. So,
Cool.
yeah.
All right, we're going back to Paramore.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
bow out of this
We're
one.
going on now.
I don't know anything about this.
No. All right, Kevin, you want this one?
Why not?
All right.
The band's fan base are called Little Monsters.
Nope.
Wow, that was very decisive.
See, now you made me have to do this.
Oh, Kevin's going to the
put the
glasses.
glasses
The
on.
Paragliders or
Pause
the
up.
Para-family.
Jeez. I know it's not Little Monster.
Why do you know it's not
Why
Little
do you know it's
Monsters?
Little Monsters.
Those are Gaga's fans.
That's yeah, Gaga's fans are no, yeah, those are the monsters. Yeah.
So now you've got a 50-50. Coin flip.
Bear family.
Okay.
That's very well. That was very decisive from you there.
He's
Wilson.
confident. I like the confidence.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
bear family.
You think, or do you know?
I like to think my confidence level will take me there.
All right.
It's the Bear family.
Absolutely, I love it. What do you think?
I don't make decisions.
I don't believe that for a second.
John, throw that back up. I like that second one better.
Yeah, we can't throw that one. Then.
Oh, that's a better one.
I like that. So technically, they're actually not the Para family. But also,
The
Is one
Paramores.
The Paramores.
Okay.
The Paramores are on the backstage. You know?
There was- actually, she doesn't like that word. She's bringing it back in Misery Business. We can add that as a factoid. Look at me, I know this. She did. She didn't for a while.
I know
She would, and then not say it, and then the audience would say it. But anyway, so yeah, yay, we got it.
We got it.
You're 1 for 2.
I didn't know Paramores, John.
Can you explain to the audience what because they don't know that screen you're seeing on with the details?
Yeah, we have an extra screen. That's what John is throwing up with some additional factoids that are hardworking researcher out there is evidently doing while we're like
ChatGPT.
they're like just bantering on and on. Yeah, which AI tool are you using? You were like the king of AI.
I was using GPT right now.
ChatGPT.
Kind of like
All right.
yeah.
We had a segment in here that we called effing AI. We didn't because you know how it like hallucinates and makes up a whole bunch. Well, like according to AI, at one point we were interviewing like Steven Tyler and
Nice.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
That's a great
Slash
gift.
and-
Friend of the show.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that.
We put it on the website under our bio.
Right. So we just started like ambushing AI with questions about Stand Up and Shout Rock Show, just see what like would spit out, and we had some good stuff. I wish it happened.
They were mostly correct, but yeah,
there was something.
the interviews were
Right.
we're
I
famous.
love it.
Nice.
All right, we're jumping to Green Day.
Uh-oh.
All right. Trey Cool of Green Day, drummer, attended this vocational school before joining Green Day. Clown College, Culinary Arts, or Cosmetology?
I'm pretty sure if I recall, it was cosmetology.
All
That's
right.
going to be my final answer.
I want to say it's Clown College.
Why do you say Clown College? That's it.
He does have a performance feel to him of being a clown.
But his hair was so perfect.
right.
I mean,
right?
That doesn't just happen by accident.
With a lot of colors.
Well, you could learn that at
Well,
Clown College too.
If Billy's selling the joint, somebody needs to be selling burritos or some food to go with that. So I could see it being culinary.
Culinary Arts.
arts.
Yeah, this is a
This
very
is
mixed-
ABC.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sticking with C. That's what
Joanne,
I'm
you're
going
the
with.
tiebreaker.
I don't know. My gut was a Clown College too. It just felt like the
Paramore.
right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably wrong.
You guys are in unison with the clown college.
I don't know. He's probably right.
You know the answer?
I don't know the answer.
It's Clown College.
Yeah,
Clown
bro.
College. And
Wow.
there's an extension to this story. Evidently, he's really good at a unicycle. And while he was
Interesting.
training in Clown College, while riding a unicycle, he fell and had a severe accident and had to have one of his testicles removed. And
All
then, like,
right.
it smashed.
Sucks.
Right. Like,
In a tragic unicycle
In a
accident?
tragic unicycle accident.
So he is
That's
unicycled.
Lost my testicle in a unicycle accident.
Mike's old band Mod Flanders conspiracy has
right.
take a ride on my one-wheeled rickshaw, which just feels reminiscent of
It was
that.
very reminiscent of that.
I think it was bound to happen. Yeah, just unicycle.
You really
unicycle.
lost a testicle at clown college?
I don't know if that's confirmed,
Poor guy.
but I have read that. I have read that he lost
Is
his.
that
All
on
right, ChatGPT.
I was not on
Yeah, you have to give it all for your friends.
No. Although, look, that's it.
I mean, if
He did not.
I have a feeling if you look that up on ChatGPT, that we're getting back into the FNAI segment now, because I think if you look that up, did Trey Cool lose a
He did.
testicle?
It's right there. He said it's,
Can we
it's a
get a
myth.
second opinion from
It's a
Wikipedia?
myth.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think ChatGPT will confirm it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It said he didn't.
It said he did not.
He did not. So that's a rumor.
Good for him.
I mean,
I'm glad he's intact.
That's a hell of a story.
Now yeah.
Honestly, it's such a good story. I would just go with it. Don't even worry about whether it's real or not.
Right, exactly. Like, why not embrace that? Just because, right? It's going to be talked about.
He said it's right up there with Manson having a rib removed.
Look, that circled its way around my high school for 4 years, and I'm sticking with it. I don't care what
Everybody
anyone
talked
says.
about that.
Yeah.
Isn't it great that that went around everybody's childhood and
Everywhere.
youth, and we didn't have the social media
Yeah,
that we
you're
do
right,
now?
right.
Like, we all knew that Marilyn Manson removed a rib.
My favorite rumor like this was that the singer
didn't
of
go around
Evergreen
our high
Terrace was
school.
Charlie
Oh,
from the
bummer.
Gene Wilder Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The ages don't line
didn't
up at all,
exist
but he
then.
does look like that
Yeah.
kid.
Because we were his age.
That's right.
Oh, and the one where Marilyn Manson was in the Wonder Years.
Yes.
He wasn't.
Brian, what's his
like,
face?
was Winnie's boyfriend?
It was Winnie.
or something?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
Really?
yeah. He wasn't. Absolutely not.
Pre-internet high school was fun, like when the Blair Witch Project came out.
Yeah.
We're all
Oh,
like,
yeah. Everyone believed
These
it.
guys disappeared. We're like, no way. And they're like, yeah. And then you went to the
Those
movie
poor
and you were
guys.
like, this is terrible. Like, what? This isn't, what? No.
Living out of Philly, so many of us were like, we're taking the trip. Come on.
Oh, yeah. No. Because it was Maryland. It was right around here. Everyone talked about it all day.
Burkittsville, Maryland. I know exactly where it is.
I know. Good times.
Yeah. All right, we're at Primus.
All right, here we go.
All right.
So, one of Les Claypool's high school buddies included Lenny Kravitz, Kirk Hammett, or Dave Mustaine.
That would be Kirk Hammett.
Man, that was very decisive again. Like,
Because, again, that's how we got the tryout in Metallica.
man, you are like not phased by the Primus.
Yeah,
question.
no. Those are,
He
I
actually
mean,
got 2 tryouts.
yeah. So he, that's all. I remember that not from Primus. I remember that from the Metallica Behind the Music when
Some Kind of
VH1 ran
Monster.
those.
Yeah, that's right.
No, before that, because they did that and they had Les's interview. And the Metallica
Oh,
guys
that's
were
right.
like, yeah, you're like way
Yeah.
too good. And he's done interviews since then, and he's like, it wasn't that I was too good. I mean, look at me. He's like, I wouldn't have fit. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, so
And he's right. I mean, it would have been ridiculous.
Yeah, so they brought him in after Cliff Burton died, and he tried out.
Yep.
And then also when Jason Newsted left, because he's in.
Oh, I didn't know that he
he's
came
in
back
some
again.
kind of monster.
Yeah.
They
Interesting.
run through all
All the
five,
tryouts,
five or
right?
6 of the guys.
Yeah. Because I've seen that. I don't remember that though, because it was
Yeah.
like it was Twiggy from Marilyn Manson. They had a couple other new metal guys that were
One of the
around.
guys from
the guy from
COC.
Yeah, the guy from Caius came in as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that movie's painful.
It is.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
You watch that and you're like, no. Like I just wish I could forget.
It's no Mac and Me.
Have you ever seen it? Well, it's not Mac and Me. Let's be serious. Have you ever seen Some Kind of Monster?
No.
It's sad. It's like watching your heroes on like the worst like time of their life, and it's all documented.
Yeah.
Those group
And
therapy
and
sessions.
they're not liking each other.
No, I mean,
Well, yeah,
the
I
guy's
mean-
like, and how do you feel? And you're like, don't do this. These guys wrote Master of Puppets. Like, leave him alone. Like, let him go. This is
And it
terrible.
was supposed to start out as just tracking the recording of the next album,
Yeah.
and then they just imploded.
It's also, you don't get that good at playing instruments by being good at verbalizing your feelings. So making them do that just
That's
that
so
seems
true.
cruel.
It was cruel. Well, the best is when they tell Kirk there's like no more guitar solos, and he's like, "What? What
do you
You took my whole job away. Like, what are you doing?" They're like, "Yeah, guitar solos just aren't cool anymore." And he's like, "No, they don't do that. What are you doing?"
All right, we got one round left. You guys still in this?
Actually, I will say it would have been much funnier if they had Les Claypool try out for Megadeth after Ellefson had to leave for his little internet scuffles.
The second time he left.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did Ellefson leave once before? I didn't know that. What
Yeah.
year was that?
So that would have been like. So it was in between. I think it was after Euthanasia came out.
Did he really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that. But he's on Risk, though, right? Or no, he's on Cryptic Writings. He's the
Yeah.
bass player on that. So he must have left and came back before they did a record.
I think they were in a break.
Okay. I didn't know that.
It was a
Interesting.
break. It was just a break.
Well, it was
lot of
after it was after Marty Friedman left the band and Nick
Yeah.
Menza died. Or no,
Okay.
Yeah, they were trying to get that. Yeah, Ellefson left, and when he came back, they were trying to pull that version of the band back together.
Interesting,
And that's
okay.
when Nick Menza died.
Okay.
So yeah, it was 2000s.
You like Megadeth more than Metallica, don't you?
a little.
Much more? Much more?
Yeah.
We can talk about that offline, but I'm
Kevin was
curious.
like Team Megadeth before it was cool to be Team.
Yeah.
Like everybody has seemed to me has gone Team Megadeth over time. Like it's like there's been this evolution. He was there.
Their careers,
long
their
time
careers
ago.
just so weird for me because like the first record is good, and then the second record is unbelievable. And then the third record, I mean, they were so drugged out, it's like barely listenable. Have you ever watched like how they recorded that? They had them record it. The drummer wasn't playing cymbals. He overdubbed all the cymbals. So imagine if anyone, I don't think anyone here plays drums.
That is tough.
I mean,
That is
right,
tough
so
to
they're
do.
literally playing drums, and he just wouldn't hit the crashes because they didn't want the bleed. They wanted like pure, sound.
Producers want that all the time. No, but it is tough to do.
And it just, and then of course the fourth record comes out, which I'll put up against any Metallica record there is. And Rust in Peace is a masterpiece, right? And then they had the same kind of trajectory. They went radio, rock, metal kind of stuff, but that third album just kills me. It's just not for me.
It's funny because I love that album.
Do you really? Oh, it is my least favorite by miles. Do you like that one too? Oh, that's my least favorite by miles.
I love that album.
Really?
That album hooked me on Megadeth.
It's got the cover of like the cheesy, like these boots are made for. I mean, it's just not good. I mean,
Now Mariah or
These
Hayley
Boots
for
was on the
Megadeth?
first album. They did
what's the one
Anarchy in the UK.
that's right. The punk, the sub, whatever. Oh. No, not for me. And look, In My
not-
Darkest Hour is a
I was
great
about to
song.
ask, but that's
a
where I
good
was
song.
gonna go.
But it's just like so, and they've admitted like they were so drugged up. That, like, remember that was the
What
one
about the
where
anti-PMRC song? Hook and Mouth.
yeah, there's like
there's like
it's
a
not
good
it's not that it's
anthem.
bad.
There's
It's
like
just
three,
that.
there's like 3 good songs.
But
on
look, when you listen to
Liar's badass.
But think about it. When you listen to Peace Cells and then you listen to Rust in Peace and then you go to that, it's like not even the same band. And frankly, it wasn't. And they switched musicians after that because the two guys left, or one of the guys died, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think.
I thought Chris Poland left,
Did he?
and then the
Well,
drummer.
Chris Poland left
Garth-
after Peace Cells. So it was Jeff Young was the
See,
other guitar player.
I didn't even know that.
And
Garth Samuels
and Gar was
on-
gone because he was even worse than Dave and Dave.
Yeah.
Strung out.
Right.
Either way, we can do that on another podcast. Argue about Megadeth albums.
We did it. So we call them bottoms up. We rate the albums.
Oh, yeah.
So we did a Megadeth bottoms up. Yeah.
Rust in Peace was your number one, right? Just that's the last thing I
No,
was.
so far so good for me. Like I'm telling you, I love that album.
Oh my God. I mean, that's your number one, right? Okay. I mean, we're on the same page. We're gonna talk later. I mean, I can't leave here with you liking that over Rust in Peace. I can't have it. It's not gonna work. Oh. That hurts right here.
I'm going to show my age on that one. I wrote a bitchin' review of that in the high school newspaper. Remember that?
Yeah, I let you write that.
So you two were both on newspaper?
We did.
It was my column, and he
love
wanted
that.
to write.
That
He
is
wanted
so
to write the
cool.
review.
I was photography editor of my school
And
paper.
you let him write that?
I don't.
You let it.
I mean, it had just come out.
That's right. At the time, Rust in Peace was
I
out,
love
right?
the album.
That's how
I
old
love
we
the-
are.
I had the right review for it. I love the album. I had the right review for it. And it was. I had the right review. It
What
was
I also
perfect.
love is that you're defending it so hard. I love that. Like, you're really passionate, and I love
It
that.
is. It absolutely is.
Oh, man.
All right.
All right, back to your questions. What do we got?
Back to Paramore.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So the band, Paramore, has a total of how many Grammys? A0, B3, C5.
I'd much rather he ask that about Primus, because I know the answer to that.
I actually think it's 0.
Yeah?
Do I?
Wilson is smiling, baby.
Shiitake mushrooms. I don't.
Shiitake mushrooms.
You've never dropped that at practice? That's like a staple in the house.
No, I think I'm trying to swear, but I don't know. I think our drummers. I don't know. Do we swear? I don't know.
Sure. I will be very honest on this one. I do not know.
Wow.
I do
I'm
not know.
surprised.
I'm going to say 0.
I'm
I think it's
going to
0.
say 0 as well.
I just remember that time frame, and I don't remember it being them.
I don't feel like they've gotten to that mainstream point to
No.
be able to have a Grammy award. There's
Yeah?
yeah, they did hit
I know
like
'cause I looked
two
it up.
two soundtracks, right? 2 soundtracks.
Yeah, they did.
on this, and I don't think
they did
those were
yeah.
movies that would have gravitated towards Grammy awards.
So first of all,
You know?
5 is a wild number. If it was 5, I think
think
that's
it's 0
that's crazy.
still.
And 3, if you'd said 0 or 1, I probably would have picked 1. But I'm sticking with 0.
All right.
I'm going to guess 0, but
raise
I'm
it.
too punk for the Grammys. I don't know.
Listen to this guy over here.
I mean, they took forever to give. Wait, no, that was another artist of the year. That was the whole, Beyonce, Taylor Swift
Yeah,
business.
absolutely,
But no,
yeah.
I still think 0.
Kevin, you want to do the reveal?
Have they won any People's
It's
Choice Awards?
5.
You're really gonna freak out when you hear the latest.
Yeah, because it's
Wait a minute.
Wait, I am the worst.
5
Go home and do
Grammys
our
for
homework.
Paramore?
Grammys for Paramore.
So they
I was
won-
waiting for John's factoid.
Really? ChatGPT only says 1.
Oh,
It
man,
says they
Chad,
received their first
See,
payment
wait,
in
yeah,
2015.
right.
Which one?
Yeah, was it for?
Doing a mistrial.
Was it the code?
Yeah, was it for?
I have
And
it.
it's fun.
And Kevin has it.
Ain't
Ain't
it
it
fun?
fun?
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't have the albums or the songs, but they won the Grammy for New Artist in 2008.
Yep.
They won in 2011 for pop performance by a duo group with vocals.
Those are like those weird ones they do at like 3 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Pre-show.
2015.
I could just mail it to you.
The final one's the best, though.
Yeah. 2015 Best Rock Song. 2024 Alternative Music Performance. And 2024 Best Rock Album.
They won Best Rock Album
Oh,
last
for
year.
that album? For that album? Oh,
yeah.
that's pretty.
You said 2008
Which
Best
album?
New Artist?
Yes.
I feel like that's like the training day Oscar.
Yeah.
The Grammys thing,
Oh,
it says Amy
no.
Winehouse won 2008 Best New Artist.
Yeah, but Amy Winehouse would have been in a different category.
Hey, so what I'm hearing is that this is all questionable. And we're right.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Option 4 was NA.
What was
we
the-
have some
what was the
homework
other
to
one,
do. We
Kevin?
can't tribute if we're not.
I just
paying
want to know the
tribute.
People's Choice Award numbers.
Wait,
Yeah, right.
It's all about
What'd
the
you ask,
music.
John?
It's all about the music.
What was the other year he said that they won
2008,
something?
2011,
15, 24.
15, and 2 and 24.
Yeah, that was what it was.
What was one after
This is
2008?
why?
What was the category?
I know that they definitely won Best Rock Album last year. For sure. I can verify that one. I remember
And
that.
that's for This Is Why.
That's for This Is Why.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching that.
Do you
I was
guys?
stunned.
What's the last?
Yeah.
How far do you guys go?
Now that I think
Mainly
about
stay
it,
in the
oh,
Pharaoh,
that's fair.
Josh
Darn it.
Farrow, and
Who's Josh Farrow?
he's the
Pickles.
one of the lead guitar player. So it's brothers, right?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Josh Farrow is the guitar player, and Zach being the brother.
Okay.
So those two
I want to chat GPT again.
did most of the
Great. I
got it right
four
here.
albums, I
Kevin.
believe.
From the Grammy Awards
Kevin is on the
website.
Grammy site.
What's the
John,
last record you
he's
guys
not
go
a
off of?
Chat GPT.
Self-titled, or do you go beyond that?
This is so sad. We suck.
do. This is
They only won
Don't air
two.
this.
self-titled, definitely.
That has Ain't It Fun?
It's
and-
just
Fun,
additional tribute.
Are we
It's
doing
just
numbers?
more
And
tribute to
I'm gonna
from
do
there,
so
they
much
start
tributing.
getting into more synthy pop.
That's right. That's right.
And since we don't have a keyboard
course,
player,
yeah.
we stay away from it.
And it doesn't even sound like the same.
So
band, to
they've-
be honest.
It doesn't. I mean, I love where they're going,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
5 nominations, but only won twice.
Okay.
Both last
So-
year.
Oh, now if you had asked Noms, I would have said they've definitely been nominated.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
I still
nominated.
wouldn't have said 2.
Gotcha.
Oh, pickles.
All
Well,
right. So
we have homework to
I
do,
mean,
Wilson.
The question, so that like all the answers are wrong because if they've won 2, we said a total of how many?
So
Do you
technically,
use Chat GPT to write
we
these?
got it right.
Messed me up all
so
along.
technically,
based off of the number that was
I used
listed,
poor
we got it
grammar.
right.
we got it right. I mean, 0 is the
We're back to
closest.
arguing at
Well,
Megadeth. I'm
that's
pissed
it.
off.
But I know what her first label was. I did know that, so that gets me cool points. Right? Robin, yeah, so that gets me cool points.
Everybody's
I also
label.
know what her hair dye company is. You didn't ask me that. I knew that.
That's real deep facts.
I think everyone knows those two
We better
things.
move to the next
All right,
question.
we're going to Green Day. Go back to Green Day. Okay, Mike Dirnt. We're going to the bassist now. You like the bass there, Mike?
Yeah,
so like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Mike Dirnt, Mike
He
Horn.
plays a little bit.
When he first saw himself on TV, he A, trashed his hotel room, B, called his mom, or C, cried.
Call his mom.
Yeah, I'm gonna say called his mom, but
That's very
that's just
sweet.
that's a wild
like,
guess.
you know, that's very sweet of you guys.
He
Like,
strikes me as a nice guy.
Yeah?
He always seemed like a wholesome dude. There was no like, there was never any craziness that I remember from him. I mean, they've always been like a pretty like, you know, Billie Joe gets, you know, on his soapbox and says stuff, but the rest of the guys seem pretty grounded. So I'm gonna say he called his mom.
I love that like Wilson like lays in wait in every question. You were like a cat ready to pounce.
I think that's
Am I right? Am I in the right
I
cat?
have no idea.
Oh,
I'm just interested to know.
You look like you did that.
what do you think, Wilson?
What do I think?
Yeah,
I
what
think
do
he
you
trashed that hotel room.
He's going to trash the
Time to
room.
celebrate.
What do you
Take it
think?
back to the 80s.
What
Come
do you
on.
think?
Alex?
Now, I think I've seen pictures of this guy with his shirt tucked in a lot, like t-shirts. So that makes me think he called his mom.
Wow, all right. I think you're right about like the t-shirt thing, but I would never brought it into a
You don't
college
tuck your
mom.
t-shirt in. Come on, man. Let it all hang out.
All right.
I think he cried.
He trashed his hotel room.
Yeah!
Primus always gets all these right. No matter what
One
it is.
time you can celebrate. You know,
He's sitting in the
But was he
that's what it
untucked?
is. You're right. Whatever.
Forget this guy. I don't care that he tucked his shirt
He
in.
still tucks his shirt in.
Right at that point, he's just keeping clean.
I think he left that hotel room and then tucked the shirt in.
Do you think he
know?
called his mom to tell her that he trashed his room? He was like, you have no idea what I just did. And I love you, but damn. that sucked.
While he cried and tucked in his shirt.
Oh, man.
He trashed the hotel room, called his mom, and she said, "Hey, just tuck your shirt
That's
in."
right.
and
As
walk
long
out."
as your shirt's tucked in, no one can do anything.
Then they won't suspect you. Clearly.
All right, Kevin, you got the final question.
All right. This is a Primus question.
Here you
We're
go.
going back to Grammys.
Oh, my
so
God.
let's
There
hope
you
we
go.
got it right.
There you go.
How many total awards, Grammy Awards,
Grammy
has
Awards.
Primus won?
It's got to be 0. There is no chance. I love Primus with all my heart. If they won a Grammy, I think I would have known, and maybe I'm way off, but I'm going to say 0. No, that's 0 wins. Nominated?
0 wins. We're going with
Yeah,
wins. We'll
wins,
stick
I'm going
with
to say
that.
0.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm wrong all the time, but a broken clock is right twice a day. I'm going to go with 0 also.
Look, if Les's voice won a Grammy, there is hope for all of us. I mean,
Wait a
I
minute,
love
but
Primus.
maybe, hold on, let's think about this for a second. Let's unpack this thought because he did compose the South Park theme song.
yeah.
So could that be could that have gotten
good.
somewhere something?
So fair enough. That would have been like 1997.
I'll give him one.
And South Park didn't get like really
Yeah.
huge until after that, and I
So
find it hard to
maybe
believe.
they were like, "Oh, this is a great song."
And remember that song. And, so just for fun, I just ordered a Whamola last week, which I don't know. I'll probably have it for the August 1st show. But we're planning on playing all 3 versions of the South Park theme. So the original
Awesome.
theme was done really slow, and you can see this on YouTube. They basically wrote like a real hillbilly like.
Yep, remember? Yep.
They sent it to the South Park guys. They were like, "Well, this is like 3 minutes. This is just a Primus song. Like we
Right.
can't use this." And they're
Right.
like, "It needs to be way faster." And the band was like, "Who the hell are you two kids? We're not speeding anything up." So they basically just sped the tape up. So then it turned to. But they had to go back and redo Les's vocals. So like on tour, it was probably during the Brown album, I think, is at that era. They basically caught him on tour someplace, and in the back of their bus or the back of a hotel room, they just brought a little portable studio. He did the going down to South Park.
Yeah.
And then they recorded it, and that turned into the actual song. And then in like season 10, when he was doing his Flying Frog Brigade band, he had this Whamola. It's basically like a cooler, bastardized version of a wash tub bass. If you've ever seen backwoods
sure.
guys doing that
Yeah.
stuff, and it's basically just a string with a lever, and you just pull the lever down and it just detunes it, but you bang on it with a drumstick, and you can get these really cool, creative. He'll run it through a ton of effects. But they changed the South Park theme to that, so it's like bang, 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 and we're gonna try to do that live on August
So,
1st.
but what's your answer though?
My answer is still 0. That's the long way to get to is 0.
I don't know.
I love that. I love it.
He could talk forever.
It's 0.
What do you all say? The other end of the couch.
My guess is going to be 0.
0?
I'm going to give him 1. I think they
See?
did something.
He's right about everything, so now I'm a little nervous.
Wilson's
Man, Will's he's like
He's like the
and he's
savant.
sly and he's quiet about it too. Like just
Good
like
instincts.
low key. Like
I'm just
what?
loud and wrong, which is fine. It works for a lot of things, but like not for these questions.
That's what you need in a Primus
0
front
wins.
band.
Yeah.
0 wins, but 1 nomination.
Yes.
And it was that song.
What was it for?
Rock performance for My Name Is Mud. In like
Really?
90s
93
yeah,
or 94?
It was?
It's Wynona's Big Brown
Oh,
Beaver.
Yeah,
that
there
was
you go.
it.
That-
Yeah.
yeah,
I was going to say.
96.
Yes.
That's why he got slapped.
Right. it was.
Okay.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay,
that was
well-
the song that really like catapulted them into MTV and all that stuff. And that's the one with the crazy video with them dressed in as like the weird cardboard cowboys.
Yeah.
That was a
Yes.
big deal.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, so,
At least be nominated for the video. Come
right.
on.
Oh, yeah, no. Now, if it was MTV Video Awards, I probably would have gone with that.
Yeah.
Because that was like a big deal in
Right.
96.
Right.
So.
Right. I don't know why we picked
Look at
Primus.
those. They got but they've been nominated a bunch. 96.
Did either of you guys know there was a category for best surround sound album?
No, these are like these are the
No.
awards that they give
Those are
out
the
at like
ones
11
that
a.m. on
pre-show
Sunday
awards.
morning.
They got
Like,
nominated more than once.
Would that be
but I
like
didn't-
remixed?
I didn't get best surround sound.
Like remastered, and then they'll, yeah.
and that's like the that's the
that's the
Only on Laserdisc?
re-release.
Yeah. Yeah. That's weird.
They bring out that Atmos like 5.1,
Yeah.
remix it. And
I love
you can
this.
hear bass all around your head.
yeah, right.
The Grammys are just so far behind.
It's pretty. I mean, again, like the categories everyone thinks of are just the standard, best song, best album, best performance. I mean, there are like hundreds of categories.
Sure.
You can comb through this stuff, and
Right.
it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Best kick drum sample.
Yeah, right. I mean, seriously, there's like stuff like that. Like the jazz ones get even more wild. It's like best clarinet solo in a wind trio. Like, you're like, what? It's like,
First of all, it would just be like good.
don't correct me there.
It's fine. You just said it.
Don't talk about my clarinet skills.
Joanne, I'm supposed to also ask you, because we're wrapping this game up, but I'm supposed to ask you about which microphone you're going to use, because evidently there's a lot of microphone choices and selections that available to your husband.
Oh, I just am going to use the one that I'm using. When we
This is just John mocking me. So the story behind this was
he just gets to talk more. That's why.
right. So
Okay, there it is.
So Les
decoration.
will sing through a bullet mic, which is a harmonica mic, which I used. It was fun, but I wanted something a little more like intense.
Yeah.
So there's a company that makes these mics that make you basically sound like you're in an old radio, and they're like basically pre-distorted, but they sound really neat. And I used it for the first time at Brightbox in Winchester, and I had some issues with it, but the room was like, I don't know what the room was very like shallow and long, so it didn't have a lot of space to go banging off things.
Right.
I had some issues, feedback, not the end of the world. We played here, and that room's very big and very tall, and man, the feedback on that thing was just wild. Yeah. So my guitar player Scott was looking at me like, you need to get rid of that thing. That thing sucks. And I was like, no, it sounds awesome. It's a blast, and we'll just get to a place that knows what they're doing with it. So we do Tally Ho in May, and I bring it out. I'm like, well, these guys are pros. Like John's a pro. Like they're all pros. Like they know what's gonna go. And we get that thing going, and John's like, look at me like, what the hell is that thing? Anytime I went to go sing through it, everyone in the sound booth was like, just like clenching, going, oh my God, how bad is this going to sound? Like muting me and bringing the levels up and down. And even afterwards, like, it was like the whole, it was like, hey man, how do we sound? And it was, get rid of that fucking mic.
There's no EQing that thing out.
There was nothing. So it's been sold. I've moved on to a processor. I don't want to hear about the microphone ever again. It'll never be there again.
John, what was...
Exactly.
John,
Exactly.
What was that mic you whipped out on me, that 600-pound beast that you pulled out, like, and you just got to sing through this thing?
What are you talking about?
Or was that one of the local paloozas?
What?
It was like, I'm right, exactly right.
A 600-pound microphone? A baby crying making fun of me.
I'm exaggerating.
Was it the chrome one?
Yes.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Shure KSM.
It's still crying.
It was the Shure KSM.
Someone shut
it's like
that
a
chicken up.
hypercardioid vocal mic.
Yeah.
You said it weighed a ton? It was
No,
really heavy?
It was heavy, man. That thing was
it
heavy.
It's not. It's no heavier. I bet it's no heavier than a regular 58.
It was not.
It's just,
Okay.
it was polished
heavy.
and
It was
chrome
heavy.
and.
Right.
I think it's the illusion.
I was afraid
of the
to even
shiny-
touch it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I like those.
Yeah.
That's my problem with mics. They just don't look cool. Like 58s are so boring, and they're
Yeah.
great. They're
Right.
perfect, but they just look boring.
Yeah.
Like that's why I have those. The ones I'm using have like the halos on them, and they don't do anything. They just look cool. It's like if you're gonna be up there, you might as well have a cool looking mic, right?
See, Joanne, it gets
Yeah,
back
who
to you.
cares if it
You're
sounds
fronting,
terrible?
the Riot.
Apparently, my kid's calling me. Sorry. Apparently,
The crying.
Hang up on her.
no,
She's fine.
100%. No, she's like, Mom, are you ever coming home? The answer's no. No, I just a regular, good old fashioned mic. I don't know, but this doesn't need effects. I was so kidding. Oh my God. All right, that was my one. I'm kidding.
Flip that one, John.
Oh my God, please don't.
She does it
Please
well.
don't. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna be front row here with a clipboard, jotting down anything I hear that doesn't sound right.
Hey, the
You
clipboard's
know,
my thing.
Alex, when I first met him, this clipboard. You bring the clipboard. I need it for their set.
I'm sorry. That was really rude of me. I'm
That
not
was
like
awesome. We love
That was
that.
not nice.
Apologize for that.
So Dave Mustaine over here, right? I mean, it's very Dave Mustaine.
All right. Well, your kids are calling, so.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, she's gonna be fine. She's
Okay.
fine. They're both fine. Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, but do you have anything more? Like, do we miss anything, like regarding the show or any pieces, Alex, that you would like to include? Bless you there, Kevin.
Thank you.
Well, just to reiterate, Friday, August 1st, here at Salisbury Center in Manassas, Virginia, we're having the show with Primus, the Primus tribute band, Riot, the Paramore tribute band, and Brain Stew, the Green Day tribute band. I think doors are at 7:30, shows at 8. There's free parking. You should be here. It's going to be a great show.
Parking
It's
is real.
all ages show too.
Absolutely.
Yes, all ages. So bring whoever from the family, or have a night out without your parents if you're younger.
Other shows for you guys that you would like to include?
So for us, for Primus, our next one is July 3rd at Pearl Street Warehouse down in D.C. So that's going to be a day. That's a Thursday night because obviously 4th of July weekend they don't do a lot of shows. So that one will be a blast. The Brain Stew played there. I think maybe pre-COVID has been the last time that I've been down there.
A cool
so
club too.
It's really nice, real pro, real good sound. It's run by the Union Stage and the Jam and Java guys.
Okay.
But that one will be with Black Secrets, the Alice in Chains band, who these guys are playing with next. So and those guys are very busy. So but
excellent.
And Joanna, are you
Riot?
still doing any of your solo singer-songwriter stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I've got tons of just me and my guitar winery gigs. But for Riot, we've got next Friday at Tilty McFlippers in Martinsburg, West Virginia, not Winchester, which I said before. It was way wrong. I said the name of the place wrong. So that with Black Secrets also. So,
Yeah, pinball bar and come
pinball.
on out and have some fun.
Yeah. Bring your coins.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will definitely be at the August 1st show.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we do you've been up here, Mike, where we've done this before, where if we can catch you guys either pre-show or post-show, just to get that out there, just give people takes on that, because it's always fun to hear how musicians feel before the show and after the show. So, you may not be up for that. You may be, but we'll be around.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Sounds
great.
I'd love to talk to you more.
Yeah, excited for it.
Yeah.
appreciate you guys having
Thank
us.
you so much for having us. I
And again,
appreciate it.
just like I was telling Alex the other day at your show last week. I mean, I'm really hoping that you guys do more of these, because this is an awesome venue. It's in a great spot.
Yeah.
You guys have a great thing going
Parking.
here. So right.
Parking.
I mean, no, I want to see this
We have
place.
ice cream. There's the ice cream.
Oh, that's my favorite thing.
And
That's
there's
Tell her
golf
that. She'll be
across the
hanging out in
parking
the
lot.
parking lot.
I mean,
Exactly.
ice cream is my favorite thing.
Right,
So just
right.
saying.
Summer, it's perfect.
And
great.
speaking of that, this Friday, again here, we've got another show. Spread Eagle, American Dream Machine, and Silver Tongue will be
Yes.
here Friday night.
And we will be
Sweet.
here for that too,
Yeah,
Kevin. You and I
a
will
little
be.
rock and metal show.
I'm very excited for that. Sean, the singer of American Dream Machine, played guitar with me and Chris Salisbury for the Misfits set we did here on Halloween.
Okay.
And then in January, we released a music video I directed for American Dream Machine for their song Cabin Fever. So that's up online. Go check it out. Cabin Fever by American Dream Machine on YouTube.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah. And
Excellent.
Spread Eagle's coming back for the second time here. So
Absolutely.
Very cool.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you, and we'll catch you guys soon.
Thank you guys again.
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Thank you. See y'all.
Nice.